Board Member Aaron Cimental.
Present.
Board Member Patrice Tanzioni.
Present.
Board Member Norma Gonzalez.
Present.
Board Member Dolores Rivera. Board Member Dina Flores. Present. Student Board Member Victoria Seca. Student Board Member Natalia Mancia. Superintendent Dr. Alejandro Alvarez.
Here.
Dr. Julie Harrison. Here. Susan Ibarra. Here. Tomiko Ivanova. Thank you.
Keep it down.
Motion. Motion by Mrs. Butler, second and the open session. Roll call. Motion carried. Pledge of allegiance without our pledge of allegiance.
Face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Move the microphone over. Move the microphone.
One use that application to allow some together we'll use that is the CUTCCA application by ours.
Thank you, board representatives of the board. I'd like to ask our chief business officer, Susan Ibarra, to please come up to be doing a presentation on what's called CAPA, the California Water Convention of County. The federal presentation was done by your.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez, and thank you, technology team. Good evening, President Secretary, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Alvarez, district staff, and valued members of our community. Tonight, I'll be discussing the California Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act. It's relatively very simple to say what is CAPA. It is a framework to streamline public construction procurement across the state of California. There are some key objectives about why districts, public agencies decide to adopt CAPA. One of them is it streamlines the bidding process and it promotes competition. Who does CAPA apply to? Any public agency, cities, counties, and school districts. As you can see there, the definition of all of those three different entities. Why will a public entity will decide to adopt CAPA? Well, the reason why is because CAPA defines clear limits about informal and informal bidding process. If, as you know, or you might hear from time to time, the school districts might have a repair. And that repair can be more than $50,000. By adopting CAPA, we are allowed to utilize the $60,000 threshold. And we do have the specific statutes that we gotta follow. But if the work we perform is more than $60,000 to $200,000, we have the option to use informal or formal bidding process. If the work is more than $200,000, a school district doesn't have an option but other than do the formal bidding. like any other construction project. There are some benefits for public agencies utilizing Kafka. It makes things easier to manage. In addition to that, in my personal opinion, because I've seen this in other school districts that I've been at, it's also a fair process for contractors. Because it really simplifies the bidding process for them. It also increases opportunities for them to participate in the bidding process. And it's a competitive process for contractors and for the district. Because the district has an opportunity to define the scope of work, and we make it available to any pre-qualified contractor that is specialized in that trade. For the district to become a Kafka district, there is a formal process. That's the reason why I'm doing this presentation. And in tonight's agenda, there is a resolution for Board of Education to adopt. That's step one. Board of Education adopts the resolution. Once the Board of Education approves the resolution, that our district has to submit a letter to the state controller, to the state of California, with a copy of that resolution. By doing that, now the district becomes part of an approved Kafka district, and the district is promising to the state of, to the controller office that we're gonna apply the accounting act of Kafka. And in addition to that, the district is also required to establish a contractor list after we become a Kafka district. We also have, I think the most important piece of being a Kafka district is really that contractor list. What that is in the month of November, it doesn't have to be November, but I just say, let's just say that tonight the resolution gets approved. The next step is that we're gonna go ahead and advertise in the newspaper that the district is a Kafka district. This is a way to promote transparency and to ensure that all contractors know that the district is a Kafka district. Then contractors, they're going to go ahead and submit an application. There are certain requirements that contractors have to comply with. The plan is that we're going to create in our webpage, the purchasing webpage, a link where we're going to have the contractor application with all the requirements. And we're going to check for various specific things, like such as license, insurance, years of experience, that they are registered with the Department of User Relationships, that they also are paid prevailing wage, and so on. There are certain requirements that they have to meet before the district can approve that contractor. Once the district goes through the process, then the district has advertised to all the contractors who are the pre-approved contractors. It's a public document. What I've seen is that many districts, they just make that list available in the purchasing website. So that is accessible to the public. And we are allowed to add contractors anytime in year one. There is no limit, but every year we ensure that we advertise. Again, just as a reminder to all contractors that we are a Kafka district. Some takeaways from being a Kafka district, as I mentioned, it does promote efficiency. It really streamlines public construction procurement. I see that it creates greater transparency between contractors and the district, and then it improves outcomes. Because when we are advertising our projects, we need to be very specific about the scope of work. And we ask for specific licenses that we're looking for. Thank you for your attention, and I will be pleased to address any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from the board? Stand in.
Thank you for the report. I had a couple of questions. One is that you were talking about the contractor requirements. Don't we already do that with our contractors?
Yes, we do. We already do that, but, from time to time, even though that we do this, contractors, they ask, oh, do I need license B, do I need license so-and-so? Having this in place, as I mentioned, is streamline the process, because we're very specific. They check the box. They don't have to ask the questions because they already know. Okay, if I have a license, I'm a general contractor. What are the requirements? Oh, okay, you need, general liability, you need workers' comp, you need this. So we're very specific about when they are submitting their application, and that avoids the back and forth.
But we already do it. No.
We're ready to do it.
Okay, the other question is, there's the mention of the contractor's fair competition environment. Is that
What that means is that, fair competition is because anytime we have any project, we let contractors know. Let's just say, for instance, scientists. A scientist, we're gonna do a painting, project that whole. Then we let all the pre-approved contractors know, hey, Bassett Unified at the school site so-and-so has project, A, and we let them know we're gonna have a job role. Anybody that wants to attend is, welcome to attend, and we're very specific about the scope of work. And we make it available to all the contractors, like for any, a general contractor, they can apply. I'm not expecting an electrician contractor applying for that job. And that's the transparency, because now we're making it available specifically for the scope of work and to that pre-approved contractors. And it's really up to the contractor to decide if they want to bid or not.
so? I do have other questions, but I won't take up audience's time. I will ask you separately. Thank you so much.
And Ms. Stanton may also probably like to ask these questions when we consider the item. So, any further, Mr. Phillips?
You might start. Thank you so much for the report. Currently, do you happen to know what other districts are using this way of, I guess, funneling the contractors? Or is this standard, or who typically, mitigates this kind of?
Like we do have our neighbor district, they do, so such as Baldwin Park, West Covina, Hacienda. And another important reason why we do this is because, let's just say we have a project that is over $50,000. Without being a capital district, then now you have to follow the formal bidding process. And that formal bidding process can take 2 months, 3 months, versus, as I mentioned, there is a threshold that the district can apply, which is if you are listed from $50,000 to $60,000, what the district can do, because we're already gonna have the pre-approved contractors list, we're gonna go ahead and let those contractors know, this is the project, let's just say the project is $70,000. We can go ahead and utilize the CAPA Accounting Act without having this as adopted. The district has to follow the formal bidding process, which as soon as the project is $15,000, we have to do a formal process for public works.
I got it, thank you.
Excuse me, Ms. Flores.
I don't necessarily have any questions, but I'm really glad that this has been put together and it's been presented so that the community knows it's a very great step towards transparency. And, I just think this is a great idea. Great job putting this together.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
So we have everyone to be recognized tonight, so we will go on to staff recognition through the service. Dr. Roberts.
Thank you, Board President. I'd like to have Dr. Harrison please come up, today, we would like to honor our community representing security services. One would like to come up to some of our dads, please come up. That's okay, but I do want to Dr. Harrison back here, we tell her. Thank you.
Students got her today, their commitment stands as a reminder that true impact comes from consistency, care, and purpose over time. We're not just celebrating numbers tonight, we're celebrating lifetime of service, loyalty, and heart. I'll be calling all the names from the community that we have to listen and
Oh.
these are at the very end. We'll start by celebrating our honored 20-year employee. A milestone reflection, this group joined us in 2005. Facebook had just been launched and the icon did not exist. Carlos Castellanos, Ana Orozco, Van Trom, Angela Sanchez Stephen, Carrie Please join us up front. Stay in front with us, and we'll have our numbers. Thank you for being here tonight. Next, we move on to our 25-year event. Milestone reflections for reference. These staff, the world was worried about Y2K, Google was only 2 years old, and the DVD was the cutting edge of technology. Isan Duran Mancia, Justice Google, Raul Ayala Serrano, Ian Gutierrez, Michael Jeffcott, Karen Ray, Christine Manada, Manuel Macias, Mario Tayon, Elizabeth Roman, Carlos Macri, Rosalba Soto, Lourdes Peña, Carolina Rodriguez, and Shannon Snow. Our reflections for president. These documents were written in 1995. The internet was just becoming part of daily life, and people were still using dial-up modems. Maria Castellanos, Socorro Castillo, Elizabeth David, Nicholas Justin, Are 3,500. They joined us in 1990. But in 1900, the Netherlands heard about the Charles. Please help me in welcoming Clark County, the Leah Hospital, who has the and our honoree is completing our 40-year. Our milestone collection, this individual started in 1985 to be at the price of gold. And then the bond is the way our records follow the province. Please join us for during here. And part of the way is under 45 years old.
Wow.
And for the veteran, this person was in 1980 when Pac-Man was brand new in arcades and they had Flash Strikes Back was released. They don't make her. Time flights that we see today now. Right, and so we could just get everybody up here and let's get one together, organization and start around this. Or maybe a couple of roads. It's time.
Good. Get it back.
God, wait, another board like this, standing word, Lotus.
Yes, thank you. I would like to extend my sincere congratulations and heartfelt appreciation to all our staff members celebrating the years of service milestones this year. Your dedication, professionalism, and commitment to our mission have been vital to our district's continued success. Each of you has contributed in meaningful ways in strengthening and organizing our organization. The board deeply values your hard work and loyalty, and we thank you for the positive impact you made yesterday. Congratulations again, and thank you for your outstanding service and commitment to excellence.
I think if you ever wonder what dedication looks like, wonderful Bassett employees are, and what it means to have dedication and loyalty. This happens when you are supported and you know that your district values you. So thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, the board member that is member, I really appreciate your dedication to Bassett. Because Bassett is my home. Not necessarily yours, but you love it as much as we do. Thank you.
Is it
I
nine?
would thank you to the honors for your dedication and to our small community of Bassett. Like we stated, you might not live here, but you do, your family. You've provided a family for our children, and that's what we're all here for. You've provided stability and love and support and nurturing, whatever your job is. You have a positive effect on our children. And again, thank you for being part of our family.
To keep it brief, I know there's many of you probably watching on YouTube and didn't
As you saw from that video, some of those earlier images, LA County, LA region experienced a natural catastrophe in 1914. And in 1915, the LA County Flood Control District was established to implement infrastructures to move water away from the people. And so when you're driving down your streets, you'll see these openings on sidewalks called catch basins. This takes in storm water. When it rains and goes into a storm drain network system underground, that water gets outlet into channels, similar to the one like San Gabriel River along the 605, and then it gets outlet into the ocean. Municipalities and agencies have done a great job at protecting communities from flood risk and storms. However, we've created another problem with that. As you saw in the video, if we're driving our cars, oil leakage, fertilizing our plants, walking our pets, pet waste, washing our cars, if there's trash on the streets, that first rainfall, that first flush, all of those pollutants, trash, bacteria, it gets moved into our storm drain system and makes its way out to the ocean. Humans are the biggest contributors to the pollution of our environment and the earth. And so we need to take in measures to mitigate that. And in 1972, the Clean Water Act was established to regulate municipalities and agencies of our discharges. But it wasn't until 2012 that the state of California required and mandated public agencies like ourselves to implement plans and projects to improve water quality. And how are we doing that? With projects like Bassett. Let's shift a little bit and talk about the water we use. Every day when we're turning on our faucets to wash our hands or the shower, where does that clean water come from? And for this diagram, let's focus on 1 and then 5 and 8 in the center of the diagram. When it rains, water will percolate into permeable areas where it will seep into the ground, but only where it's permeable, so where it's soil, grass, or any type of permeable pavement. But any water that goes onto driveways, concrete sidewalks, AC pavement, that goes out into the ocean. And for the water that's going into the ground, it's going to seep in. And for water wells, there's water wells all across the city and gets pumped out and distributed, treated and distributed to residents. And here in the city of Puente industry, the San Gabriel area, it's part of the main San Gabriel Basin. And 80% of the consumption here is from groundwater. 20% is imported. So it's very important for us to recharge that groundwater as we're using it on a daily. But what are we experiencing? Climate change. This is data based on earlier this month. The LA region is experiencing a severe drought. And what does that mean on a water standpoint? It means that we're consuming more than what's being infiltrated in, what's recharging in. And what do we plan to do about that? For example, for the rain event a couple of weeks ago, what if we were able to capture more of that stormwater and put it into the ground versus it just running out into the ocean? We would be able to do that with a project like Bassett. This project will intercept 8 different locations within the storm drain network system and move that water into a separate network system to an infiltration gallery located at the school's field. We will be able to capture more than 143 gallons of water per year, which equates to benefiting over 1,300 families of 4. That's over 5,000 individuals. This water will get moved to pretreatment systems, which will be removed from trash, bacteria, pollutants, before it gets discharged to an infiltration gallery located about 15 foot underneath the surface of the school's field. We will be improving water quality and also recharging the main San Gabriel Basin. What adds to the uniqueness of this project is a partnership that we established with the school district back in 2017. And we've conducted presentations, various different types of outreach platforms through meetings, design charrettes. We've truly had a great collaborative effort on this project. And based on the conversations that we've had, the current above-ground design for the school will be including an outdoor classroom, enhancement of the school entrance, providing security measures on Puente Avenue with a barrier fence, and redoing the school's field to be a multi-use sports field. But what makes this project special, unique, even more so, is that we will be transforming this corner underutilized space on Temple and Ardea to become a public passive recreational space. We've been conducting surveys for the past 3 years to seek input from the community, and based on the responses, we put together a rendering. This space will have walkways, gathering areas, a true multi-generational space. We'll be providing LIDs, which are low-impact developments, smart gardening center, and an outdoor classroom, a truly transformative and educational space that really provides not just underground where you're receiving the water conservation benefits, water supply benefits, water quality benefits, a truly community benefit place. Where we're at with the schedule, this project is currently in the 90% design phase. We're slated to complete the design mid of next year, and we'll start construction shortly after that. What's unique about this project is that we are not going through a traditional bid process similar to construction projects. This project is following a construction manager at risk model, which means we already have a contractor since fall of last year. And if you Google this, there's a lot of news articles on it. And the construction duration will last close to 3.5 years. It is quite a daunting amount of time. However, please keep in mind that the construction is not just within the school itself. There's 8 different diversion locations. And we know this will create impact with students, faculty members, and local residents, but we will be at the forefront to answer any questions, mitigate issues, handle any complaints. My number will be on all outreach material, so please send them my way. And we will be there to answer any of these questions, and we will have in-house Spanish translators for those who need it as well. Where are we at with funding? This is one of the largest stormwater capture projects under our LA County Public Works Stormwater Program. And yes, it's $126.3 million. It's a large amount, but we have a lot of support. Under the Safe Clean Water Regional Program, which is a water tax that was voted upon in 2018, and if you are an LA County resident and have properties, you are contributing to this project. And we were awarded $31.2 million, the most amount of any project that has went through the program. And if we don't expense it by 2027, we may lose this funding. And also, a part of the Safe Clean Water Program, as a municipality, as a public works agency, we're allocated certain funds to implement projects based on population size. And through that program, we've set aside close to $15 million. Caltrans is also providing a support of $20 million towards this project. And the balance of this project will be upon LA County Public Works and all the city partners, which includes Baldwin Park, La Puente, West Covina, Industry, who are very supportive of this project. As mentioned, this is a multi-benefit project, but it's a truly multi-collaborative project. We have the State Water Board, we have Caltrans, we have a regional program with Safe Clean Water, we have the cities, we have an NGO, Amigos de los Rios, who did the greening project at Bassett High School, and of course, Bassett Unified School District. We wouldn't have achieved what we have achieved without your support. But the biggest stakeholder of all is the community. We've conducted extensive amount of community engagement throughout the past 9 years through various platforms. Our goal is to engage, educate, and to make sure we're listening to the community. Their voice is what will dictate the design of the passive recreational area. And thus far, we've heard such amazing commentary about this project, and we really feel like we have the support of the community. And some of you are probably wondering, why Bassett High School? Why a school? There's numerous reasons. LA County Public Works, as well as other local agencies, most of our stormwater capture projects have been in county right-of-way or city right-of-way, at large parks. But where are the next open spaces that provides multi-benefits? Schools, golf courses, large parking lots. It's schools, because they're transformative and provide educational impact. And not to mention, Bassett High School has amazing rates for an infiltration project. And Bassett Unified School District, all of you, will be the first in terms of setting a prime example of what it is to assist with this bigger environmental effort, which is to build a more sustainable and resilient future. And with that said, we understand that our priorities may be a little different. As an educational institution, your priorities are with the students, the education, the curriculum, the faculty, the facilities, and the list goes on. For us, as public servants of LA County Public Works, it's with all public infrastructure. But our overarching priority is to ensure the safety and the quality of life of the residents of LA County. And even though our priorities are different, it feels like our goals are somewhat aligned. You're providing the now, the education, the tools for building future leaders. We're trying to implement measures and projects to protect our resources for the future. In essence, we're just trying to build a better future. We don't know what the world will be like in 30 to 50 years from now, but what we do know is that our environment is at risk, and water, which is an absolute necessity, is not unlimited. And we need to take measures to protect it now. Not for myself, not for anybody in this room, but for the generations after us, for our children's children. Because as we see across the globe, to have an inkling of a decent quality of life, we need safe, clean water. And that's why this project is so important. Thank you. And we hope to continue to have your support.
Any questions or comments from the board? Ms. Danzioni?
Hi, I'm intrigued by something, and I've heard of it before. I just don't know how it's going to play out. And you had so many more graphics here that we could probably explain. The outdoor classroom,
Yes.
where would is it planned within that area, or is it located somewhere else?
There's an outdoor classroom that's adjacent to the parking lot that's with the school, and there's also an outdoor classroom that's within the public community space at the corner of Ardilla and Puente. And we can give the graphics and point that out
Okay,
in detail.
when you can afterwards.
Yes.
And there was one other thing. You mentioned the barrier fence on 20. What is that?
So that's a 6-foot barrier fence that we discussed with the school district, that it was a safety measure
Okay.
since cars were crossing through that area and making illegal turns.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Ms. Flores?
Thank you so much for this presentation, and know that I have been following this project since 2017, and I've attended several of the virtual meetings. I actually still have all my files. So this is really good, a good refresher, and I totally understand the importance of it. I know that our neighboring city, city of La Puente, they are very eager to teach more about water safety and the importance of water in our environment. So I think this is overall, and it will be good for the community. I do know that. So thank you so much for this presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Ms. Gonzalez?
As an educator, teaching the water cycle is actually one of my favorite lessons to do. I'm sure Patrice can concur. So I am very excited about this project. It's something that I learned about, also deeper about the water, attending a couple of sessions with the Latinos for Water information. I think it was what it was called. And so, you know, in my journey and learning everything I can for my position here, it really is an important thing to have in our community, and it will create such a wonderful space, outdoor space for the community also. So yes, we are very excited about this project. Thank you.
Thank you.
And wrapping it up for myself, I'd say fundamentally, I'm super excited for the concept of this project. I see how important it is not only for all of Los Angeles and our communities regionally. I did have a question on, maybe it's a little bit more mechanic, but if it's going to be capturing all the runoff, how would solids be, I guess, collected out of the basin?
Well, it wouldn't be the full, so I don't want to go into details, but there's an 85th percentile, which is the first flush of water that typically would go out into the ocean. So we're collecting that and putting it into an infiltration gallery. But before that, sediment solids will be collected through a pre-treatment system with filtration. So maintenance is required on a monthly basis for all of these pre-treatment systems, but that operations and maintenance is a responsibility of Public Works.
Thank you very much. If there's no other questions, I appreciate your time. Again, this will be, was there more? Oh, yes.
I do hope that we can get your information. Actually, you probably have it on an email, because there are some questions. You mentioned Puente and Ardilla at the intersection. Those two streets run parallel.
Oh, sorry, I meant Temple and Ardilla.
Okay, thank
La
you.
Puente is
I was
where
gonna say
very
Will, I'm
within
gonna be
the,
like, okay.
yes.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
and then, as my colleague mentioned, the 6-foot fence at the barrier fence, I'm sorry, at Puente. So, but we could talk offline. about
Yeah, and that's something that's up for discussion. If that's something the school district still wants and needs, and we could still put it as part of our above-ground design plans. But if it's not something that you feel is necessary, then that doesn't have to be there. It really is up to the school board for that particular item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us and celebrating our employees as well tonight.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to everybody. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
We will first go to student board member comments.
Van Wig Elementary. Good evening. Van Wig is on the move. Our scholars are working hard on their reading, writing, and math skills and working to meet their AR goals. We had a great mother-son dance and successful harvest festival where lots of families came together to participate in food, fun, and games. We are preparing to celebrate Red Ribbon Week and are excited for our annual Halloween parade. Teachers have been collaborating during their PLT time to analyze data and provide rigorous and engaging lessons for our scholars. We have started our school-wide ELD where we are leveling our EL students and providing the tools they need at their EL level. We are proud of the amazing work and great things happening at Van Wig. Go Wildcats! Don Julian Elementary, celebrating student success. Our amazing Lion October Students of the Month were recognized for demonstrating great character and academic excellence. Our student leadership students supported morning announcements and campus events, reinforcing our Lions locked-in culture of pride and engagement. Instruction and professional learning. Our DJ teacher staff continues professional learning team, PLT, cycles focused on data analysis, instructional strategies, and supporting English learners and students with disabilities. We are using iReady diagnostic data to set mid-trimester academic goals and guide small group instruction in reading and math. Family and community engagement. Coffee with the principal on October 23rd focused on Red Ribbon Week, safety updates, and attendance efforts. Families enjoyed Kona Ice as part of our Red Ribbon Week kickoff celebration, promoting healthy choices and school spirit. Campus culture and safety. Students and staff participated in the Great Shakeout earthquake drill on October 16, practicing emergency procedures and safety readiness. Attendance in activities daily, weekly, and through our Saturday school program promote our theme of Every Lion, Every Day. Closing note, October has been a month of engagement, learning, and celebration at Don Julian. Together, we continue to embody our theme, Pride and Progress, Lions Locked In. Remember, it's a great day to be a lion. Edgewood Academy. Edgewood Academy has had exciting and inspiring month filled with learning, leadership, and school spirit. Students recently attended an uplifting assembly hosted by the Supercar Wishes Foundation, where they heard an inspirational message about perseverance, dreams, and making positive choices. The event was a huge hit as students also got the opportunity to see and take pictures with the lineup of incredible luxury and sports cars. In recognition of Unity Day, our students and staff came together by wearing orange and taking the Unity Pledge to stand against bullying and promote kindness and inclusion across our campus. Our ASB students are spreading Halloween spirit by selling Boo Grams and Boo Bash tickets for our upcoming Halloween dance. The event promises to be fun and a safe way for our students to celebrate the season. Next week, we will celebrate Red Ribbon Week, where students will take a pledge to be drug-free and participate in a series of themed dress-up days promoting healthy, positive choices. At Edgewood Academy, we continue to focus on fostering a supportive, engaging, and inspiring environment for all students. Sunkist Elementary. Sunkist Tigers are focused on daily attendance, speaking and listening skills, math facts, and reaching our reading goals. We will be celebrating students' achievements at the end of our first trimester. Our TK Parent and Family Involvement Day was a great successful with perfect attendance. Mrs. Rosas prepared a great day for sharing and learning about the TK program in the first 30 days of the school year. Our PTA is in the middle of our pretzel fundraiser, and we can't wait to see what prizes our students earn. They will get to see Miss Esker do the chicken dance. We shall see Bassett. Thank you for those who supported in our In-N-Out fundraiser. It was a great success.
Torch Middle School, Spirit Week. Torch students are being given a week from the school uniform and an opportunity to show their love for school as we celebrate Spirit Week this Friday. October 24th through Friday, October 31st, every day this week, our scholars will have a chance to show off their creativity and personal style while adhering to the perimeters of an undefined theme. We are kicking off our Spirit Week this Friday, October 24th, by wearing pink for breast cancer awareness. Next week on Thursday, October 30th, Torch Children's will be observing Red Ribbon Week by wearing red and by participating in a drug preventive awareness activity during their lunch period. On Friday, October 31st, Torch Children's will end Spirit Week with a PBIS pep rally in the gym, followed by a costume party. Instructional program. All students have completed their quarter one benchmarks in language arts and in math. The data has been shared with students, teachers, and parents. Teachers will be given time to analyze the benchmark data in their PLC meetings over the next couple of weeks. Teachers will be using the result of the benchmark data to determine which skills and essential standards will be retaught and reassessed over the upcoming weeks of instruction. All Torch students that received an 80% or higher on their benchmark assessment received a gift certificate for a free meal at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. We are proud to report that a significant number of students received 2 certificates, one for math and one for language arts. Annual Fall Festival. On Friday, November 7th, Torch will be hosting our annual Fall Festival. Students, staff, and parents will be coming together that evening to celebrate fall and the beginning of the holiday season. There will be performances by the Torch Middle School Band, talent show, performances, food vendors from neighborhood businesses, a haunted house, and festival games for students and parents to enjoy together. District office and board members are cordially invited to attend. The festival will take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Bassett High School. Good evening and greetings from Bassett High School. It has been an exciting and productive month filled with student success, school spirit, and community engagement. Our staff and students continue to embody Olympian pride. Through academic achievement, athletic excellence, and strong family partnerships. We also want to take a moment to congratulate our Bassett High School seniors who recently presented during our Parent Academy, showcasing the many great things happening on our campus. Their poise, confidence, and leadership truly reflect the spirit and excellence of Bassett High School. The college and career team have been very active supporting our students' post-secondary goals. They successfully hosted 2 on-site admission days, one with the University of La Verne and another with Azusa Pacific University. As a result, a total of 50 students received immediate early admissions offers to these universities. In addition, the team held a Saturday FAFSA and California Dream Act workshop, where over 50 families received assistance completing their financial aid applications. The next workshop is scheduled for Saturday, October 25th. Students have also been given opportunities to explore college campuses firsthand. Over 60 students visited Cal State Los Angeles and the University of California, Irvine during recent college study trips. The University of California, San Diego also visited our campus to host an informative session, while our Marine and Army partners conducted lunchtime tabling events to connect with students interested in military pathways. Currently, the college and career team is leading college application workshops and meeting individually with every A through G eligible student to guide them through the 4-year university application process. Our athletic department is wrapping up a strong fall season. The girls' varsity volleyball team begins CIF Southern Section playoffs this week, hosting Animo Leadership High School on Tuesday, October 21st. The boys' varsity football team celebrated a homecoming victory over Duarte High School, improving their record to 5-1. Meanwhile, our girls' tennis team continues an impressive season and is competing against Ganesha High School this week. We are also proud to welcome Ms. Sammy Sanchez, our new swim coach, who has officially begun practices with the Olympic swimming team, making an exciting new chapter for Bassett High School athletics. The Activities Department hosted a memorable homecoming celebration on Friday, October 17th. The event showcased our students' talent and community spirit, featuring performances from the bands of Edgewood High School and Torch Middle School, as well as our mini cheer squad, who joined the high school cheerleaders for a special halftime performance. The evening concluded with a joyful homecoming dance, bringing together students, staff, and families for a wonderful celebration. Finally, our attendance community engagement efforts continue to strengthen partnerships and support for families. Community school leader Mr. Sergio Ortiz recently hosted a collaborative meeting on October 20th with Pacific Clinics, our wellness center partners, and local families. The meeting focused on promoting the importance of attendance, connecting families to communicate resources, and ensuring our students have the support they need to thrive both academically and emotionally. We are proud of the continued collaboration and dedication of our students, staff, and community partners. It's always a great day to be an Olympian. Nueva Vista High School. Good evening, Bassett community. On behalf of Nueva Vista High School, I'm pleased to share some highlights and updates from our campus. The first quarter of the school year concluded on October 17th, and report cards are now being distributed to families during parent-teacher-student conferences. These conferences, taking place this week from October 27th through 30th, offer a valuable opportunity for staff to meet with families, review student progress, set goals for the second quarter, and discuss strategies to support continued academic growth. To accommodate these meetings, Nueva Vista High School is following a minimum day schedule Monday through Thursday. On October 17, Nueva Vista High School proudly hosted a wonderful Dia de los Muertos celebration. The event featured engaging music and dance performance by Ms. Maria Solis and her mariachi group. With support from our student leadership team, a special thank you goes to Ms. Alcarza and her students for creating a beautiful altar in our main office to honor loved ones. Our school site council met on October 22nd, providing an important space for parents and staff to come together to review school goals, programs, and data in support of student achievement. Staff collaboration remains strong as teachers continue to analyze iReady data within their professional learning communities. This data helps establish a baseline for academic progress and infers instructional planning. During the October 24th staff meeting, teams share their findings, highlights areas of strength, and identifying goals for the upcoming quarter. On October 21st, several staff members, Ms. Ramirez, Ms. Solis, and Ms. Cornell, participated in an active shooter training. They will be leading an interactive safety session for the entire staff during the November Teacher Duty Day to help ensure campus's preparedness and safety awareness. Finally, Nueva Vista High School continues to grow its dual enrollment partnership with Mount Sac Antonio College. 13 of our students are currently enrolled in Introduction to Library Research, earning college credit while still in high school. This experience builds confidence and gives students firsthand exposure to college-level coursework. At the end of the session, students will visit the Mount Sac campus to tour the library and receive their official student IDs. At Nueva Vista High School, we remain committed to our student growth, academic excellence, and a safe, supportive learning environment for all. It's always a great day to be an explorer.
Thank you very much for your report. We will move on to public comments related to closed session items. The board will now begin the public comment portion of the meeting. All public comment cards for both closed session and open session items must be submitted by this point of the meeting. The board will now hear public comments related to closed session only. Comments which do not address specific closed session agenda items will not be heard during this time, but may be heard during the public comments related to open session. In order to conduct the public's business of the district in an organized manner for the privacy and safety of community members and to help district staff to respond more directly, the board requires that public comments comply with certain procedures, including when addressing the board, speakers are requested to identify themselves and speak from the podium. Speakers may address only items that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Speakers may not reserve or grant any portion of their speaking time to other speakers. Speakers are expected to maintain order, decorum, and not disrupt the meeting or use profanity when addressing the board. Complaints should follow the district's complaint procedure before addressing the board, and speakers are to adhere to the applicable time limit of 3 minutes. The total time allotted for public comments on closed session agenda items is set at 20 minutes. In the event the estimated time for public comments based on the number of interested speakers will exceed 20 minutes, the presiding officer may equitably decrease individual speaking time to permit as many voices as possible. Pursuant to state law and board bylaws, the presiding officer may remove a disruptive individual from the board meeting so long as the individual is first warned by the presiding officer that their behavior is disrupting the meeting, and failures to cease such behavior may result in removal. If the behavior does not promptly cease, the individual may be removed. To ensure speakers can be heard clearly, members of the audience are requested to maintain a quiet listening environment and silence electronic devices. The board is committed to facilitating the public comment portion of the meeting in an inclusive and organized manner to hear from the community in which the board serves and is accountable to. Thank you. We have one item for closed session. However, I believe this might be for a public session, so I want to confirm. Manuel Maldonado, you signed up for closed session. Would you like to be heard for open session? I'm sorry?
Address now.
Well, luckily it's, you're the only one for closed session. So just to confirm, I'll immediately recognize you, but it'd be under closed session. I mean, open session. So the topic, just to confirm, your topic wasn't under the closed session item, was it?
No, it was not about
Perfect,
closed
okay.
session.
So we'll move on to open session and you're recognized now. Just wanted to confirm. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, no, you may be recognized once we get the timer up.
Let me
Yes.
start. Okay, good evening.
Just 1 second real quick. Are we ready?
Okay, good evening, Manuel Maldonado. This evening, I would like to take the opportunity to address the board in reference to the Flanner property. I would ask very kindly from the board to put a hold on any issues related to the Flanner until the new superintendent comes aboard, and probably new ideas and new decisions can be made according to the decision of your stakeholders. You got to remember that you're here because of your stakeholders, and your stakeholders are those who are opposing whatever is not appropriate for the residents in that area or the stakeholders in the Bassett Unified School District. I feel that taking any decisions on this matter would only cause for some of you to be unseated coming next board election in November, and also perhaps maybe even a recall, which we've already tried. As you know, we're coming very strong. We, and I say we, the community, and the Hacienda La Puente Unified School District got rid of some of our worst people that we've ever had. And also, we're trying to do the same here in the Bassett Unified School District. I feel that every school district should have good leadership because our students need it. Our new generations need it. And this is not about what's good for me or what's good for the board. It's what's good for the generations to come. And we're keep in mind, we don't know in 10, 15 years what the population of new children would be like. I see as I go to different schools, a lot of moms with children, others are pregnant, and many are becoming married. So I ask to please put a hold on whatever decisions you're going to make into the Flanner property and the Storm properties until the new superintendent comes along. The other issue I'm here to address is in reference, and this is going to be a closed session issue, but I just want to make sure that due diligence is done. I understand that there is an issue that is going to be addressed in reference to one of your custodians in the Bassett Unified School District. And I feel that because of her sexuality, she's been targeted. I went through that when I worked for the United States Postal Service. And I was being targeted by one of the supervisors. And when I fought what they were trying to do with me at the United States Postal Service and I won, I was reinstated to work for the United States Postal Service, but then I decided to leave because of the shenanigans that was going on at the post office. And because when I was working there, one of the supervisors was killed while I was working industry processing station. Thank you. Thank you much.
Thank you very much. We'll now hear from Unette Whitley. I believe she's yes. And then whenever you're ready and the timer's up, you may start.
I'm ready. To the board tonight, I'm back again. Speaking of flannel property. My reason for standing here with only 3 minutes, it hurts. I've been coming here for some time asking the board to support us and getting this 2.5 acres for a park. Why? Because my heart is bleeding for the community, elder, and the children. The congestion, it seems that I sit here in the meetings and I hear all these propositions, different things. This is as important for the community, the people, the taxpayers, to be able to have somewhere to go. When you lock all these areas here and gates and stuff, we don't have anywhere to go. The children are playing in the street. It's dangerous. We don't have parking. We don't have anything. We don't even have a park for La Puente close by. We got to go over in Baldwin Park or come up here to Bassett. And a lot of people don't even have transportation to do that. Think about these same children that you all are teaching every day. They need recreation after you go home to your home, just like they need that school and you to teach them. It's important that you think about this, because let me tell you, there will come a day some of these same children that you're teaching, you might have to look in their faces like I'm looking in your faces. Let's think about what we're doing. Don't let money be an issue to hold back on this park we need. We don't need no condos here. We already got a hotel over here, got homeless. You build 105 units, how many more people you think we got? We got more crime, we got more taxes, and we have less people concerned about what needs to be done that's right. Money ain't everything, think about it. Only think about what God bless you with. He'll take you up, but he'll bring you down. It's harder than he took you up. When you go in your cold session, think about the same person that looking and listening now, he going in there with you. We don't have to know what you say. Long as I know, as an old person, that what he hears and the judgment he will make one day in your life, like he let us get up in the morning, he can put us to sleep, don't let us wake up. Think about these children. Think about the education they need. Think about the joy they need after you go home and they don't have nowhere to go. Parents still got to go to work. Think about your children. Think about helping somebody. Donate if you don't have nothing else. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We will now move on to the public hearing to sunshine initial proposal of the Bassett Teachers Association. Pursuant to Government Code Section 3547C, the Board of Education shall hold an open public hearing to enable the public to become informed and have the opportunity to express itself regarding all initial proposals. If there's no objection, I'd like to open the public hearing at 6:54 p.m. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the public hearing is opened. Dr. Alvarez, is there any presentation that's required of this or just to help? Perfect. Okay, thank you. Are there any persons who wish to be heard on the public hearing to the Bassett Teachers Association proposal? Making very quick eye contact with every soul in the room, going once, doing it again on the back. Right, here or not. Okay, so I'd like to ask for consent to close the public hearing at 6:55 p.m. Is there any objection? All right, the public hearing is closed. Next item is public hearing to sunshine initial proposal of the Bassett Unified School District. Pursuant to Government Code Section 3547C, the Board of Education shall hold an open public hearing to enable the public to become informed and have the opportunity to express itself regarding all initial proposals. Is there any objection to opening the public hearing at 6:55 p.m.? Hearing none, it's opened. Are there any persons who wish to speak on the public hearing related to the Bassett Unified School District's proposal? Again, polite, quick eye contact. All right, is there any objection to close the public hearing at 6:56 p.m.? Hearing none, the public hearing closed. Next item is the superintendent comments. Dr. Alvarez.
Thank you, Board President. It's been almost a month since we've been here, so a lot has been happening and going on in the district. Just a few things. Just want to point out, I had the opportunity to attend homecoming a few weeks ago. It was amazing. The band, oh my gosh, the band. I think between the band and the cheers, like at least a third of our school. So many students involved in that. It was just amazing to see them there. And then our future cheerleaders, the young girls out there, I thought that was amazing. So just a great evening, great time out there. And to top it off, as I mentioned, we did win. So awesome. Parent Academy, we had Parent Academy in here a few Saturdays ago. I want to thank once again Dr. Harrison, the entire team, her service team that helped put together. It's just an amazing day. We made a lot of changes. I think we really wanted to focus on the workshops and the information provided to our parents. So it would be a lot more meaningful, and I think it was just a great success. I did have an opportunity to meet with our ASB students, our student board members at Bassett High School a few weeks back. It was a great opportunity to hear from them. And so I look forward to another meeting coming up with them. I also had the opportunity to attend the CBOC meeting. I think we've come a long way since I first got here with transparency and providing the CBOC committee with as much information as they need. We've come a long way and to gain their trust. I appreciate that they continue to ask the hard questions, and we engage in conversations and provide whatever information they need that we're able to provide with them. And so it's been it is and continues to be a great group to work with. And with that, I just want to thank you, everyone, and wish you a good night. Thank you.
That's all? At this time, that's all?
Yeah, at this time, we have
Thank you.
another meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Sorry.
Mindful of that, then I would say I will also save particular comments then to another meeting. So board member comments, Ms. Flores?
Then I will save mine for another meeting. So for those of you who want to know, okay, the Dodgers are down 2-1. Okay, don't know what to tell you. A lot of time left. They're only in the 6th inning. So it's been a really busy time since our last board meeting. I had the opportunity to attend the grand opening of the Serenity Room over at the high school. It was really good, and I know that several of our parents want an opportunity to have that Serenity Room maybe one Saturday a month or something like that, because it's just beautiful there. I also attended Coffee with the Principal at Don Julian. And with the election of their 25-26 PTA officers, congratulations to Rose Gudel Escobar, who on being elected to the presidency, we're going to see some great things from Don Julian. I attended my first band concert, so that was really good. Congratulations to our band. They're just amazing. And yes, I also heard them at the homecoming. I attended Coffee with the Principal at Edgewood also on October 1st, and they also had their elections of their 25-26 PTA officers. Congratulations to Karen Ferry on being elected to presidency. She's really rocking and rolling there. They have 96 members already of the PTA, so that is really good, and they're still moving. Yes, I'd like to echo the sentiments. The Parent Academy on October 11th was fabulous. It was great. Again, thank you to Dr. Harrison and her team for putting this all together. There was some great sessions from our staff and our Bassett High School student leaders. The community got to hear some of the things that they're doing, opportunities that Bassett High School has. The goal is to really make that a flagship school. So thank you. The session kind of closed out with a vision board session, which I was supposed to bring my vision board so you can all see my vision board because I did do one. I got to attend Bassett Homecoming game on October 17th. It was just amazing, the spirit, and everybody was all involved there. It was great. It was really great. And of course, it also helps that our team won. So looking forward to great things there. I want to give a special shout out to the city of La Puente in collaboration with the mayor, Valerie Munoz. We were able to get donated use of their golf cart, so that saved us some money. So this is amazing things when you ask. The golf carts were used to bring the homecoming court onto the field. So that was really great. And in addition, I did have a meeting with Ms. Munoz, with regards to opportunities here with collaborations with Bassett, I've already shared the conversations with our board president and Dr. Alvarez moving forward. So let me see, what else did I do? Oh, this past Monday, I attended the First District PTA meeting, a presentation from Ms. Emily Charella. She presented on teaching tolerance, speaking up against bias. It was a great session. I actually took that information. I presented it at our staff meeting, or shared at our staff meeting today at my work regarding that, because it's very important that we do speak up against biases. I attended the Sunkissed fundraiser that had the In-N-Out truck yesterday. I was driving home from work, and Miss Maria calls me and says, "Don't forget to come pick up your In-N-Out." I'm all like, "What? What are you talking about? I thought that was Wednesday." No, so it was really welcome. Called my husband and said, "Hold off on dinner because I'm picking up In-N-Out." Any day we have In-N-Out is a great day. So I want to take a moment to talk about something that's really important to me, and I think it is to all of us. As representatives of Bassett, whether we're elected or appointed, we have a responsibility to lead with respect, integrity, and constructive dialogue. Social media can be a great way, it's a great tool. It's a great way to share information and stay connected, but it can also spread misinformation and create division. I've said this before several times, and I'm going to say it again. I really encourage people in the community, ask the questions, come and ask. We are open, we are available. There isn't one person here you can't reach out to get the information. I ask everyone in our community to pause, seek, and understand. Verify what you're reading. Engage with one another in a spirit of respect. Different opinions are healthy. Personal attacks are not. Recently, one of my colleagues has been the subject of hurtful, unfounded criticism online. While we may not always agree on every issue, I believe that we can all agree that misinformation and personal attacks have no place in our community. I've had the privilege of working closely with some of the members of this board, and I can say with confidence that they approach their work with integrity, thoughtfulness, and a deep commitment to doing what is right for the students. As representatives, we are models to our students. I hope we can take a moment to reflect on the importance of kindness, civility, and constructive dialogue, even when we disagree. Our focus, as always, should remain on serving our students and supporting our schools. That's the work that unites us. That's where all our energy should go. I'm proud to serve alongside some of my colleagues who bring passion, dedication, and integrity to that mission every day. Again, I ask community, the ones that are present here, the ones who are out in cyber world, ask us, just ask us, okay? And with that, I would like to say thank you so much to our community. Again, congratulations to our recipients for their longevity and their tenureship here at Bassett. We couldn't do this without all of you. Remember, it takes a village, and join the village. Let's work together, not against one another. Ask the questions. Thank you, Bassett.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, go ahead, applause if you'd like. Ms. Gonzalez.
Thank you. Thank you, Board Member Flores, for your comments. I do want to start off by once again congratulating our honorees for their years of service. Once again, they are family. Whether they live here in this community or not, they are appreciated and they are loved. I did also attend the Parent Academy. Thank you to Dr. Harrison and your team for such a wonderful, this was my first one as board member attending, and the breakout sessions were wonderful. They were amazing. And I really welcome all the parents and the community to, when you see announcements for things like that, feel free to come and join us, because There's information for everyone, not just parents, but also community members. Even if you don't have students in our district, I really welcome you to come because you can walk away with really wonderful information. And like Board Member Flores said, you know, you can walk away with a board, a way to come closer with the community, the educators, and the parents. I also attended the Coffee with the Principal here at Torch. I really enjoy talking to the parents. I really love getting their feedback. That's probably one of my favorite things about attending the coffees with the principals is really connecting with the parents. I do feel that the ones that are there are probably the ones that are always there. So I really do want to encourage, parents to attend those. I realize that they're during the day, and you might have to take a few minutes from work to attend. I've tried to do that also, just to, make sure that my presence is known there, and that the community knows that I am here for them. The parents know that I am here for them no matter what. Just a special shout out to Mr. Gutierrez and the Bassett High School Band. I also attended the homecoming, and it was amazing to finally see in person this wonderful program that they put together honoring the music of Freddie Mercury. So that was a special treat for me. And they also took first place last weekend at the Laura High School competition in Orange County, and they won first place. So I'm just blown away by the work that our music teachers do here at Bassett. And if you haven't been to a game to see the band, please, I encourage you to attend. It's amazing to watch these students shine. Oh, Thursday, yes. So Thursday, there's a game. So we welcome you guys to come and enjoy the music. It's just amazing. I'm just blown away by the students' talent, and not just the high school students, because the middle school students also help out with the musical duties at the high school. So it's amazing to see musical genius all around, and I encourage everyone to attend. Thank you so much, and thank you to the community for attending our board meeting. Thank you.
Ms. Stanzioni.
Good evening. Again, I'd like to thank the honorees for being part of the Bassett family. Without them, well, we couldn't do it. Everybody, including every single step on ladder of our employees. I too attended the Parent Academy, and I look forward to its continued growth. The vision boards that were brought up earlier, the parents were encouraged to make them for their children. So I don't have children, so I made it for my niece, and she loved it. Thank you so much. It was a visionary moment to have parents do that for their children, because it created a bond, it created a focus, and it was just pure love. And watching the parents really think about it at the table and picking items up and putting them down, and we were reading quotes to each other, and it was actually quite amazing. Brilliant idea. Again, the band, a long tradition of excellence. I can't remember a year when the band hasn't been outstanding, winning parades, winning competitions, and this goes back to the 70s. They are always stellar. But this October, we still celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And every day I wear pink, except for when I wear Dodger blue. Last night was a really late night, so if I don't make sense. But we also celebrated Indigenous Peoples Day, paying homage to their tribal lands that we occupy for our district. This month was also LGBT History Month, which I did not know. I had to research that. It was World Mental Health Month, which kind of coincides with a whole lot of other things that we're teaching. National Latino AIDS Awareness Day, October 15th, something else I learned. Very powerful in our community. We do need to educate ourselves. October 22nd, Unity Day. Okay, so I wore orange one other day besides pink, but I had pink in my shirt with the orange. Very weird. But we teach our children to stand up against bullying, to report if they hear it, to support the child that's being bullied, and to stop it in its tracks because it is destroying our children's mental health. It's destroying employees' mental health, but mostly our children that are so delicate and lack resiliency. So next year on October 22nd, or whatever the date is, the third Wednesday of October, please wear orange to show your support for unity. October 17th, Child Poverty Day. With the onslaught of being noticed that we're not going to have food stamps for a lot of our neighbors, this is critical because we have children in poverty right now. We're going to have more because food banks are going to be ravaged by the masses. We have school food. We prepare excellent food at Bassett. We've tasted some of the amazing creations that our cooks do. But we're going to need more than that. So we need to show support and awareness for that. There was National Mammogram Day, ladies and some gentlemen. Go get your boobies checked. It's super important. I'm a survivor. On the 30th is my anniversary of my surgery, and I've been here for 12 extra years, 13 extra years, October 30th. It is AVM month, if you know what that is. It is something that people don't know until it's too late. So it's stricken many people. It is Women in Military Service for America Memorial Awareness Month, which I'm telling you, nobody even knows about this holiday. I didn't even know. We have women in the military, and it's kind of not, it's one of those holidays that we don't talk about. It's like we study Cesar Chavez, but we don't study Dolores Huerta, who stood with him, who stood in front of him, who led the way. It's something that we have to pay homage to. Red Ribbon Week, this is not just about Kiki Camarillo giving his life. It's about stopping this influx of the changing of our children's lives. Every day, kids will try something, not knowing what it is, or maybe thinking it will make them cool. We have to get them to understand drugs are bad. Just say no. It's as simple as that. Just say no. This sounds really weird, but Girl Scout Founders Day is the 31st. And if every kid on our campus was a Girl Scout or a Boy Scout, I think they'd be a lot happier. By the way, get your kids off of their handheld devices. Unless it comes through Parent Square, don't trust it, because this situation with a fellow board member was ludicrous and it was pulled down immediately. But it's not necessary. And people do believe what's out there. They believe TV news. I stopped watching that like 13 years ago. Oh, I missed a most important day. Today is National Chocolate Day. So if you have any donations, send them my way. We teach our children in schools as many of these holidays as we can to increase their diversity and tolerance all time. As a teacher, I taught the history of Halloween because it started off as Samhain in Ireland, and it's morphed into so much more. The Day of the Dead, whether it's for your loved ones or your pets, the altars that are made by our children each year, how it's developed from All Souls and All Saints Day. This is our history. This is our collective past. And if we want to have our collective past continue, we've got to look towards the future and plan for it, whether it's our water capture, which is incredibly important, our green spaces, or anything we can do to better our neighborhood. I've been in this neighborhood for 70 and a half years. This is my home, and I want it to be better, not for me, because I've survived this long, but for the children that come through here and their children and their children. I have nieces and nephews that live with me. I want this to be a better place. That's where we have to focus everything, whether it's education or environment. We have to be aware. No, don't go to the media. Don't go to social media because it's just ridiculous. Get out there, talk to the people. Talk to this lady right here. Talk to the ladies back there. Talk to him, because go to the source and find out the truth, because you're not going to get it on social media. I watch it all the time as a union leader in my district, and it's ludicrous. So as I close out my tirade, stay safe, stay happy, enjoy your holidays as they come up this next weekend, however you celebrate them. And have a good night. Thank you.
For myself, I just want to take a very brief moment to thank our ITS team for this evening. I know it's a new day with these bundles of joys, so thank you for that, as well as thanks to our personnel director for her flexibility. She initially had a presentation calendared for this evening, and I didn't want any of us to endure 4 presentations back to back. So we'll catch you next month, but thank you again. And I do appreciate what my colleagues have mentioned, not to reiterate at length, but I wasn't able to attend the Parent Academy. I'm happy that there was some representation, but also the comments on the misinformation, which has been especially prevalent since the last time we met. So I do appreciate that being echoed out into this space. And I didn't even realize, ever since Ms. Sanzioni brought up the food stamps, but the last time we met, the government yet wasn't shut down, to think of everything that happens in the month. But on some good stuff, truly, you guys got it all. I mean, by the time you get up to me, there's not a lot to say, except for I do want to just again express my happiness to join folks at the homecoming game. I stopped by at the dance. It was really nice to, obviously win. But just the energy that was there, really the band and cheer and color guard folks are amazing. We saw an amazing home HOCO proposal like right after the game. And I thought that was amazing. And then all of us in real time were like, oh my God, it's her. It was her way at the end. So that was really nice. I've written my comments down because my laptop is totally dying. But there was one thing that I wrote down that I didn't write down on my laptop, but regarding those folks who did come again for the proposed development at Flanner. I mean, I've spoken to many of you all outside of the meeting, but please, if there's ever a time where you organize any type of something comparable like this, but for Baldwin Park, please let me know. I'm happy to join y'all. At this point, it is over 2 school years that, we've been coming. And just so I can also express as someone who has literally, listened to you folks for hours, and that's not a bad thing, but just to convey the sheer magnitude of it, so that the council is, aware of themselves. So please, let me know, as well as, well, no, I do appreciate the presentation that we got, but I shared my comments on the presentation there. I did have a lot to write on that I might save to another day. So all I will say is if you haven't yet casted your ballot in the special election, please do so. The the vote centers are already open. And that is mostly it for me. So we will now go into closed session. Item number 1 is public employee discipline dismissal release pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. Item number 2 is conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. Is there any objection to going to closed session at 7:19 p.m.? Hearing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you. Good evening. We'll reconvene at 9:14 p.m. Report of action taken in closed session, Madam Clerk.
Yes. On a motion of Board Member Dina Flores, seconded by Board Member Aaron Cimental, in closed session, the board took action to immediately suspend and terminate classified employee UA 6490091. Board Member Cimental, Stanzioni, Flores, Gonzalez in favor. No board members opposed. No board members abstain. This action is subject to the employee's request for an appeal hearing pursuant to the district's board policies, administrative regulations, and personnel commission rule. The board directs the superintendent to provide the employee with notice of this action and of the employee's rights to appeal as provided by Chapter 11 of the Personnel Commission rules.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll move on to discussion action items. Item number 1, it's the only item. Approval of resolutions. We have 5. That's resolution number 8-26, National Native American Heritage Month. Item 2 is resolution 12-26, National School Psychologist Week. Item number 3 is resolution 15-26, California Uniform Public Instruction Cost Accounting Act. Item number 4 is resolution 16-26 to participate in the California Schools Employee Benefit Association. And item number 5 is resolution 17-26, National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. If there's no objection, may I have consent to consider items 1, 2, 4, and 5, and considering item number 3 separately? Is there any objection? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve resolution or item number 1, 2, 4, and 5?
So moved.
A motion by Ms. Stanzioni, seconded by Ms. Gonzalez on items 1, 2, excuse me, Flores, thank you. It's hard. I'm sorry. Okay, is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Thank you. I vote aye, the motion's carried. We'll move on to resolution number 3. This is 15-26. The superintendent recommends the Board of Education approve resolution number 15-26, the California Uniform Public Instruction Cost Accounting Act. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Gonzalez. Lord, oh my, and I meant your face too, as I said, no. That was, I apologize, Flores. Is there a second, though? That doesn't have to be.
Second.
Thank you, by Flores. That was a joke, no. Okay. Discussion. I believe there was maybe some residual discussion from the presentation. Were there any members who wanted to discuss this? Ms. Stanzioni?
I'm not quite sure why we're moving this way, other than it should have already, I mean, I thought we already did all this. Does it just codify it? Could you answer to that?
Yes, Board President, if I may. So the presentation, the board has seen the presentation twice now, but without the resolution, the district cannot move forward with implementation of CUPCA.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Ms. Gonzalez?
How does this work with our previous resolutions about working with the unions to hire within the community first and then move out? I think we did that, that was one of my first board meetings where we passed the resolution to work with the local unions. So that whenever there's,
Board President, if I
PLA.
may. So yes, the formerly known as a project labor agreement, now the community workforce agreement. So this doesn't change anything, anyone. There is a threshold of dollar amount before that contract or that agreement kicks in. I believe it's $750,000. So when we formally would bid those type of projects, the bid would include information that the district is under a CWA, and anyone bidding for that understands and is going to abide by all the requirements of hiring local trades and within all the other parameters.
Any further discussion? For myself, I'm wondering in reading the resolution, is there any opportunity for the district to, how do I say this? I guess, do a trial run of the resolution says that we elect pursuant to the applicable provisions of the Public Contract Code to become subject to these provisions of the Act. Could it be that we elect only for the term of 1 year as a temporary, I guess, trial run before the board commits, I guess, permanently? I guess does the law allow that? Or once a district elects, whether if it explicitly says, permanently or trial run, once you get yourself subjected to it, can the district withdraw its objection?
If it's okay, Board President, I'd like to refer to Ms. Ibarra for that.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez. Yes, the Board of Education has all the right to elect to adopt, and at any given time, also Board of Education has the right to say we no longer would like to be part of the CAP. So we can, in essence, we can give it a try.
I can add to that. Board President, if it's a board's desire to maybe do it at a trial basis, I would ask that maybe we do 2 years because it does take a process to actually fully implement. So it may take us 6 months by the time we do the whole pre-qualified bidding and getting contractors on the list to do projects. And so I would suggest if we could at least make it like a 2-year window versus just a 1 year.
Thank you for that. And the rationale, thank you for answering the question. Now that I know it's possible, the rationale behind it is I do appreciate, as the presentation explained, I tried to find a different word for explain. That was pretentious. As the presentation explained, it's going to be more efficient, offer more transparency, which is all good. I think Bassett has been doing a great job, especially under our superintendent, to build a trust from the community. But again, just mindful that for a long time, especially in the 2010s, this district wasn't the most transparent, it wasn't the most of integrity, it wasn't, always earning the trustworthiness of our community and spending their public dollars specifically on construction matters. So I guess I'm a bit more worrisome of fast tracking projects. And that's the spirit of me kind of having it, at least on a trial basis. That's the context. I don't know if anyone has thoughts on that or would like to add. Ms. Flores.
Okay, so I can understand the concern with regards to just let's try it out. But in reading this, you have a plan, you have a process, and as long as we're following that plan or process, then we can't come back and say, I don't foresee this putting us in the same situation that we were in back in 2017, 2018 with a former construction company. There are regulations, there's guidelines that have to be followed and things like that. So I think this truly does, and I can't emphasize enough, the transparency and how projects are bidded, is that a word? Bidded on? And then I really like the breakdown of the costs. The breakdown is from this much or less, or from this much to this much. You have opportunities there to go either informal or formal, or do you even need to go there? So there's a threshold already set there. But yes, I can understand, I can go along with however you all feel, but I would say yes, in agreement to support that if we do this on a trial basis, they give it at least 2 years, because the process itself, I mean, look how long we've been talking about those playgrounds over there, and here we are. So, yeah, look at this, look at the pool. How long were we talking about that? But it got done, so.
Ms. Gonzalez, actually.
So our CBO stated that as the board, we can stop this whenever we want. So do we need a trial? Or can we just say we agree that if this at any point becomes cumbersome or not the way we thought it would go, that we could terminate the process or our membership in this process?
I guess that would make the most sense of, again, I just wanted to know what the board's options were. So in theory, it could be that it's a informal trial where we're approving this as presented. And the board is just cognizant that, in October 2027, they could do some reflection to see how's it going. I maybe would like to ask, to whomever, I would like to ask the role of the superintendent, that I do know that we have the facilities presentation annually. I'm not exactly sure when that happens, January, whenever. It's probably not this January if we're adopting it now, but potentially the facilities presentation could be the mechanism moving forward on an annual basis that our CBO is able to have the opportunity to kind of report back to the board, this is how things are going, the first year, the second year, the third year. That's just simply again, a mechanism. So you're right, maybe we don't have to change anything as the resolution's presented, but in the future, if the board's like, it's not working, then they could introduce a new resolution to rescind it. But I think that would be a good way to make it an informal trial period. Does that make sense? Ms. Tanzioni?
I would concur with you completely that if it's not necessary or wanted or a good fit, that we get rid of it as soon as possible and maybe not go as long as 2 years, although it may take that long to process somebody or process a project, but we've been bamboozled before. And so I like the idea that we can get rid of it when needed and not have to wait. My only question is, what were we doing before this? If we were not following proper procedure and transparency that we need this, that's kind of a concern. We should be doing best practices all the time.
President, may I?
And 1 second, I'll recognize you in a moment. I want to recognize the superintendent because I believe, yes, I believe he could address it. Specifically, these are new provisions, so we wouldn't have been following these provisions. They're going to be new to Bassett. But Dr. Alvarez, please clarify.
Thank you, Board President. So what the current practice for the district is, what the law requires when we're talking about public projects, public construction projects, is anything over $15,000 has to go through an actual bid process. And just to make sure the board is clear, there is a difference between a public works project and routine repair maintenance. There is a difference. So bringing someone in to repair an HVAC system that's been down, let's say the chiller, and it's going to cost $25,000, that's not a bid. That's a routine repair maintenance. A bid is public construction work, and the current law says over $15,000, we have to bid it, which Ms. Barra had mentioned, it could take 2-3 months in the formal bid process. What this allows us to do is to bypass that bid threshold and the formality of doing a whole bid for a $16,000 project, where if we would CUPCA, we wouldn't have to spend so much time. We could expedite it based on pre-qualified contractors and say, hey, we're doing this project. It's going to cost about $16,000. You're on our pre-qualified list. This is what we need. Give me a proposal. And then we pick the best price and we move forward with it.
Thank you, Dr. Alvarez.
Ms. Flores?
Having been on the, at the start, and I know there's 2 of you who were not aware at the beginning in 2017, but having been there, I think having something like this would have, and I posed to the superintendent, if I'm incorrect, but I think if we would have had something like this, we wouldn't have been in the situation we were in. And they would have been vetted, everything would have been looked at and whatever not, and we would not be going in blindly with this. So I think this is as a protection to the district. Now, like I said, I'll support whichever way you all choose to go. Or maybe even look at, as we look at projects, do we really need to do this? Because since we have that flexibility to enforce it or not, but I honestly feel that if we had had something like this, we wouldn't have been in the situation with the previous contractor.
For myself, then, if I may, I'd like to just, before I make a motion, if we regularly have the facilities presentation in January or whenever that presentation is coming, maybe if, the CBO at that time could share an update. I believe based off the PowerPoint, one of the slides mentions, it's the slide that subject line is maintaining the contractor list. So November, districts mail written notice to designated trade journals announcing a list creation. January 1st, new contractor list may be created for the upcoming year, around year-round contractors may be added. So I guess once this is getting more color and it's blooming for the board to be updated on how that process is going, just to, we retain our oversight role, especially over a new process, specifically because Bassett wasn't necessarily always great. Of course, change of leadership, but, in that spirit. And I'm speaking to you very clearly because obviously it's under your purview. So thank you for that. I guess that's it. Is there a motion? Was there a motion already? Yes, there was. So the motion was by Ms. Flores and seconded by Ms. Gonzalez to approve the resolution. There's no further discussion, roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. Perfect. Consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the boards to be items that will be enacted by the board in one motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board votes on the motion unless members of the board, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed and or removed from consent calendar. Are there any matters under consent that a member would like to be pulled? Hearing none, is there a motion?
I move.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stanzioni, second by Ms. Flores. I apologize. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye, the motion's carried. Adjournment. The next regular board meeting will be held on November 18th, 2025. Adjourn the regular board meeting of October 28th, 2025. It's currently 9:31. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second, Gonzalez.
Thank you. Maybe that's how you make a motion. You just say your last name.
There you go.
Will help everyone involved probably. A motion by Ms. Flores, seconded by Ms. Gonzalez. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Stanzioni. Aye.
Thank you. We stand adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.